What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer, aka the Marketing Meathead, and today we're going to do a 2019 goal check-in. All right, welcome back. So, one of the big things about setting goals is that most people will set them around the first of the year, maybe write them down, maybe they'll put them in a journal, maybe they'll put them online like myself, and then they typically don't really follow up with them. I've been a victim of this in the past. Definitely had a lot of years where I put down goals and then, they kind of just go by the wayside. January rolls through. Next thing you know, it's February. The days are getting a little longer. Pretty soon spring's going to be here. Everything starts getting a little crazy. You got vacations coming. School's getting out if you're in school, and there's all kinds of things going on, and the goals just kind of get pushed aside, and everybody just kind of goes on with their normal ways and their normal doings. But this year I've kind of tried to make a little bit of a difference here and actually post my goals on my blog. You can just go to marketingmeathead.com and just click on the blog and look at the goals and the categories. And I've kept a real nice log of them here, and I'm going to go through today. This is the early part of February, so I'm about a month in to the goals. I started a little bit late because I was on vacation the first part of January, so I'm about a month into the year in terms of where I'm actually really at, and kind of want to see just going through some of these goals where I'm at, and this will kind of help me gauge if I'm actually sticking to my guns and actually kind of practicing what I'm preaching here on this channel, and that is setting goals and actually achieving those goals and doing work every day to progress. Okay, I actually came up with the domain progresscollege.com. That's going to be my educational company going forward. First off, I wanted to get a nice .com, something that people could remember. I had a nice logo made. You can check out the site. It's actually progresscollege.com. And we just kind of put a placeholder site up there for now. It's nothing special, but it's good enough. It's got, it's well written and well designed, but it's not anything out of the ordinary from what you'd see on any regular website. But progresscollege.com, and our motto is going to be, making progress daily. That's kind of the whole theme behind what I'm trying to do here, and what I've been able to do over the last about 4 or 5 years when I really jumped back into the educational game. I remember when I first got out of my master's degree when I was I think I got my master's when I was 28, maybe 29, somewhere around there. It was around 2001, 2000. And I remember thinking to myself, the reason why I went back to get my master's degree was to, I kept thinking to myself, the internet started coming around 1995 is when it really kind of hit the mainstream. And I had graduated college in 95. Now, I remember getting my first email address in 1993, and that was a big deal. And then the internet started kind of coming around in 94, 95. But when I was in college, 94, 95, we still went to the library to do research, if you can believe that. And we actually used to go to the library, have to pull books, find, go through the whole, I don't know, there's some kind of system, it was, I can't remember the name of it, but it was some system that how all the books are organized. And, there's a librarian there, you could ask questions. And that's how we did our research back then, if you can believe it. And it was kind of funny. I basically went and, went out of college for 5 years, took a job in North Carolina, and I came back to the Chicago area with the same company. And I started thinking to myself, man, I'm all this stuff's going on with the internet, and I need to get back into the game here because I'm missing out on all this cool stuff that's going on. I had some buddies that were in college while I was working, and they were kind of getting all this, new games and different stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm missing out on all this. I'm going to work every day, working 50, 60 hours a week plus the commute. And it's I'm missing out on everything here. So I'm like, man, I got to get back into school. So I went back and got my master's degree around 2000. It was 2000, right around 1998 or 99. And it was a 2-year program where I could go after school, after work, get the master's degree, part-time, whatever. It was kind of a year-round thing. And I got it in a couple of years. And, I didn't really get into the master's program back then. The schools were kind of weird. They weren't geared toward the new information age. They were still geared for the old ways. I got an MBA in finance. And that was old school, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the new latest and greatest stuff that was being offered with internet marketing and, the stuff that was coming up with the pay-per-click and the digital marketing world. So I kind of still missed the boat on that. I did get the master's degree, which was kind of cool, but I did miss the boat. But I remember telling myself back in it was 2001, I'm man, I'm done. I'm finally done. I got a master's degree. I'm not going back to school. And man, was I wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like I was so wrong back then. And looking back, like I had to kind of learn as I went on ahead and became like an entrepreneur back in like 2003, 2004. I kind of broke off from the 9-to-5 sales position I was in. I was in the commercial printing business. And I went and started my own company doing the nightclub stuff and promoting and hosting and whatnot. And I had to relearn, like, back then we had to learn like about websites. We had to learn about MySpace, and then it was Twitter, and then it was Facebook. And I kind of had to like keep evolving, but I never really put myself through the real education that I should have been putting myself through back then, because I had this like mental block in my head that said, you're finished it. You got that master's degree, man. You don't have to go back. But then, I started realizing back in about 2011, 2012, when the economy really shook my business and my income basically dropped in half roughly. And I started thinking to myself, like, man, like what is the problem here? Like, what is separating me from the people that are making good money and myself? I got a fairly successful business. I feel like I've achieved some stuff in my life, but like there was just that education gap from like what I was doing in 2001 when I got that master's degree to like 2010. I mean, the whole world changed. I mean, literally, this is when like, smartphones started coming out. I remember getting my first iPhone, I think in 2012. I had an iPhone 5S. In fact, I still got it sitting right here. I still use it for running my Instagram farm. It still works for on the Wi-Fi. I don't have it hooked up to a phone line, but yeah, I remember getting that thing and like thinking, man, like this is like the whole new world that we're getting into, and like I have got to like either get a job and like go work for a corporation and learn that way, or I got to self-educate myself. And I really started getting into it in around 2013. That's when I started realizing, okay, like there is a whole nother level of learning to happen. And that's when I started buying courses, started spending just like ridiculous money on, I bought a real estate mastermind. I got sucked into one of those, like, go to one of the, meetings, and then they stick you for like a $20,000 real estate mentorship. I paid that. I cashed out like half my retirement money. But then I, got into Empower Network and a bunch of different like, a couple different network marketing companies, and I was just trying to self-educate myself and buying courses and buying softwares. So many of these softwares that I bought I never even used, but it is what it is, man. Like over time you start to evolve and you start to like, you really like actually learn some of the stuff. And, I look at myself even from 1 year ago till now, and it's, this is 2019 right now. And the evolution that I've taken is becoming like I like to say the velocity. The velocity of my learning is so advanced now because I'm so much smarter than I was, like 5 years ago to where I am now, that when I do see something and I do read something and I do like go through a course, for example, like I know so much of the information already that the little bit of stuff that I don't know, I pick up like that because I already know. I don't have to sit there and like, go over like the little details and this and that. Like the technical stuff I don't even worry about. Like if I don't know how to set up like the code or something, it's like I got a coder for that. Like if I don't know how to set up this app or this that, I can just Google it. That kind of stuff. Like I already know that's just like such a small hurdle. It doesn't block me mentally from like trying stuff out. Like if I see something I want to test, I'll make it happen. Like I'll make a video, I'll find some videos online and I'll go and edit it myself, and I'll be up and running the same night. So it's like it's the stuff that you start to realize over time as you progress along in your educational journey, that like the little things that used to roadblock you and hold you back sort of and keep you mentally from like trying stuff, or you're thinking like, God, I'm just not going to be able to figure that out right now, or it's going to take too much time. That stuff that used to happen to me all the time. Now I just like, it's not even, you don't even think twice about it. If I don't know something, I'm just going to figure it out. I'll just Google it, make a call to customer service, whatever, it's no big deal. But you just get through it. And I'm training a new girl that's working for me, and she's like, man, you really like just tossed me into this stuff. I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, what do you expect? If you don't do it, you're not going to learn it. I can't sit here and show you and expect you to remember. If you do it yourself and figure it out, you got a question, Google it. I'm sure you can find it. And she's learning. That's the way I learned, and that's the way everybody else needs to learn. So I guess that's enough with the story. Let's go in and talk about the 2019 goals and see where we're at here. Again, this is a public display. It's on marketingmeathead.com. Just click on the blog and click on the goals in the category section, and you can kind of see some of my goals here. And financial goals obviously are very important. It's not all about finances for me anymore. It's has a lot to do for me now of personal fulfillment and personal development. I like to continue to personally develop myself. But at the end of the day, the financial goals are important. You still need to make money to survive, and you still need to make money to do the things that you like to enjoy. And at the end of the day, someday I would plan on retiring, and there's going to be money needed for that as well. So the financial part is important for that. But as far as my revenue goals for 2019, I had put in here 1.5 million, and January did about a little over 250K. I haven't sat down with my accountant and actually figured out the exact numbers, but I can just glance at some of the affiliate networks and my other businesses and see that I'm over 250K just with a quick glance. So if we do the math on that, 250K, if we can stay on those numbers, we're starting out February a little bit lighter than that. I will admit that, but that is 3 million. So obviously if we end up having a light February, which we are kind of light right now, the January that was so heavy, we'll kind of make up for that. So hopefully by March we'll be back on track. But this month has been, we've been having some issues with some of the traffic sources we work with, accounts and different campaigns it's been an up and down month. Let's just say that. January was fantastic. This has been an up and down month so far. We could turn it around. It could be great by the end of the month, but it is what it is. That's kind of affiliate marketing. My VIP hosting company is having its best February that I've had since I've lived out here in Vegas in 6 years. So, one kind of goes down, the other one goes up, and then that's kind of why you have multiple income streams. That's what we do. As far as investments here, not doing much investing at this time. I got a lot of stuff going on with affiliate campaigns and projects that I'm going to be investing a lot of money into my own projects and my own traffic. I'm going to get a higher return on investing into my businesses at this point than investing in other stuff. But this could all change by the end of the year. I would like to have a decent amount of investments by the end of the year that are actually making me money instead of me doing the work on the businesses and whatnot. So I noted here. I put in red what I commented on this. Not yet. Okay. Progress College meetup. I did just mention Progress College here, and in 2019 I had said here, but I'm probably going to look at like first month of 2020 on a meetup out here in Las Vegas, maybe somewhere around the time of the affiliate summit. I want to get at least one product up and marketed and get a decent amount of people learning from that product and hopefully get some nice success stories out of that, and potentially we'll launch a secondary product later in the year and potentially combine like the two products and the people that can make it out here to Vegas into like a nice event in January. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. So if that happens in 2020, that would still be, the planning would go in and happen in 2019. So we're still looking at that. As far as courses go, I did finish the free course for the Ultimate Guide to Affiliate Marketing. I'm still working on setting up all the PDFs and whatnot for that. I should have that done maybe tonight or tomorrow. And as far as the paid course for the lead gen affiliate, it's going to be called, that is going to be ready probably maybe this weekend. Okay, where I'm looking like I'm kind of slow in the hosting business this weekend, which will give me an opportunity to actually work on that all weekend. It's going to take a lot of long nights to complete that. I've got every day I add like a little bit more to it, like PDFs, I'm adding videos. Doing a lot of different stuff. If you follow my YouTube, you're probably going to see some of the stuff in there that I'm doing on my YouTube. But I don't get that many views on some of my YouTube videos, so and the information I do put out, as you guys know, is very valuable, and I am putting some of that stuff into the course. But I got to edit it and make sure I got the YouTube stuff out of there and whatnot. So that takes time. Everything takes time. I just added 2 more videos to the course tonight. I've probably got 4 or 5 PDFs I'm going to be adding tonight as well. And every day I'm making a little bit more progress on that. So I will get that done in the next couple weeks, a week or two. Again, once the course is done, then we still got to build out the entire business, which is like the Infusionsoft, the automation, the credit card processing, the sales pages. All that stuff takes time. I still got to have a presentation. I got to do some test runs and some, it's a lot of work. Okay. So as far as launching a product, if you've never launched a product, just let me tell you, it's not as easy as it sounds. The guys that get paid, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, whatever, to put these products together, they're earning that money. Okay, that's not like free money. There's a lot of work that goes into launching these products, and we're giving specialized knowledge away, stuff that we've spent a lot of money to acquire. Number 1, buying knowledge. Number 2, testing knowledge, and number 3, just our own twist on everything. And we're putting that all on the line for a product that's going to be very reasonable for what you're getting. Okay, so keep that in mind. I just added a new employee. So I did, no, I put on here A player. I don't know if she's an A player yet. She's new, but she's really green. She's young. She's in her mid-20s, and she doesn't have a lot of knowledge as far as the internet marketing goes. I'm kind of tossing her to the wolves. But so far, she seems to be picking up pretty good. She's definitely a go-getter, so that's more important to me right now, is to kind of mold somebody into like what I need, more of like an assistant slash somebody that can actually help me like set up ads. Like I'm going to set up ads, and then I'm going to show her how to set up ads, and she's got to be my eyes and ears while I'm sleeping, because unfortunately the internet marketing business is a 24-hour business. So we got to have, you know, kind of everything kind of covered 24/7. My VA's in India. I need to sleep a little bit, and everybody needs to kind of just work together so that 24/7, if we're running heavy, somebody's always keeping an eye on stuff. So I added her. So boom, that part, check that off the list. Let's hope she sticks around, and we can train her into somebody amazing by the end of this year. Launching 3 products. Here I'm talking about Amazon here and creating another product. I am getting ready to launch product number 2 on Amazon, or actually product number 3 for me on Amazon as an FBA product. I have 2 more just sitting there. We're going to do a launch right after the first one, kind of one launch at a time type of thing. And then I would like to find another product in the next couple months here to give it another shot here. This time around, I actually had paid a kid to kind of help me with the research and find products. I'm not really thrilled with the products he found, honestly. I think I can do a lot better myself. And so I think the 4th product here will be me finding that product. So I haven't finished that yet. Probably looking at maybe a month or 2 once I get my lead gen affiliate course up and running and hopefully making money. And then I'll work on the Amazon business as well. And then I got to decide later in the year if the Amazon business is successful and making money. If it's not, if I'm going to make a product for that, or if I get more into the e-com stuff, which we are running pretty decently on at Shopify right now. I may put together a course on that, or like some case studies or something, and potentially sell those. So as we blow them up, you know, we'll see how it goes. And as far as the videos go, I've been doing pretty good on the YouTube videos. My channel's growing still nicely. It seems like the velocity's picked up a little bit. I just, you know, I haven't really hit that big video yet. You know, there's if you get that one video that gets like 100, 200,000 views, that's when your channel just blows up. And I haven't hit that video yet. I do have some ideas. I might work on a video that I think could be a big one over the weekend here. But I have been consistent with 4 to 5 a week videos so far, which is kind of where I'd like to stay. I'll probably cut back to 3 a week over the summer months when I'm busier in my VIP hosting company. I just can't realistically get 4 or 5 videos out a week. It's just not realistic. In the winter it is, in the summer it's not. But if I can get, you know, 3 to 4 instead of 4 to 5 consistently, that's good. The blog posts have been tough for me. I'm behind on the blog posts. These things take a while because I like to rewrite the stuff and I like to put my own twist on things. I did get a blog post done last night. I'll probably get one done tonight. I'm going to have train Samantha how to do a blog post by tomorrow, and hopefully she'll get one. And then, you know, I'm about 7 or 8 behind where I want to be right now as far as putting out 3 blog posts a week. So maybe by the weekend here I can get almost caught up on the blog posts, especially if I can train Samantha how to help me with the actual blog posts. And I can train her, and that can cut off a little bit of my time. The blog posts are very time consuming. It's not my favorite thing to do, honestly. I don't really like writing that much. I'd rather much rather shoot a video and put some good content together for a video than sit down and like write it all out and pull images, and it's a lot of work. But I do a good job on the blog posts. I like my blog is actually looking a lot better than it was even like 6 months ago. And as I start doing a lot more paid traffic for the new course we have coming out, if people start poking around on the internet and look up BrianPfeiffer.com, they're going to find me there, a nice website. They look up Progress College, we got a pretty decent website up there. They look up Marketing Meathead, they're going to see a nice blog. So I just, you know, my credibility is going to go up, up, up every time they do a search for me. And if you know, you Google my name, a lot of nice stuff comes up. So I'm working on it, but we'll keep that blog post going. I'm really going to try to get back caught up, and then 3 a week by the end of this month for sure. YouTube, you know, I had put on here 25,000 subscribers. I mean, that is still a goal that I'd like to hit. Realistically, it's not something I can control. I just got to keep putting out content. Hopefully one of these videos I put out just catches some traction and gets me growing. With the paid traffic we're going to be doing for the new course, I'm sure that's going to help my growth quite a bit. It's going to be a lot more eyeballs on my stuff and whatnot. So, you know, I think that's still a realistic number, but let's see how it goes once we kick the paid traffic in. I don't really know yet because we haven't started the paid. As far as pushing the new course and whatnot. As far as my overall views, I'm still growing that. Same type of thing there. We're going to see a lot more once we kick in the paid. Um, and talking about a podcast here, I kind of got some ideas for a podcast. I'm trying to. There's so many guys out there doing podcasts now. It's like kind of like, what am I going to do that could be different from the other guys? I had an idea, and maybe you guys can listen. If you're listening to this, maybe you can leave me a comment below. I thought about doing a podcast for like the up and coming YouTubers, maybe like the guys that are like me, that's got like a 1,000, 1,500, maybe even up to like 5,000 or 10,000 followers, but we're just kind of like, we're not getting that velocity like the some of the bigger names like the Dan DeSilvas or the Kevin Davids or the ODI Productions. Those guys, they put out a video and they get like a gazillion views on it because they already got so many, they got so much clout with YouTube. But guys like me, I can put out a great piece of content, amazing video, put my time and effort into it, and awesome content, and I might get 50, 60 views, which is, whatever. It is what it is. It's 50, 60 views, and I appreciate everybody that watches it. But, it's like, God, I wish, this video should get more views because it's better than half the stuff those guys are putting out. So I kind of thought about maybe putting together a podcast of like maybe once a week where I bring in like an up and coming YouTuber like myself, and we talk about like what we can do to like get to that next level, and kind of like what we're doing now, and then as things progress, we could kind of morph the podcast into as things as we get more successful, bring these guys back around like a year from now and talk about where we are a year from now and the things that have worked and haven't. I just thought that'd be kind of cool. I thought it'd be interesting to people because most of the people out there are not. They're interested in maybe the big podcast guys like the Joe Rogans and whatnot, but there's not a lot of love for the little guys out there, and I feel like most of the people that are listening to this stuff are the little guys. So let's give something to the little guys. I don't know. It's just an idea at this point. I thought it'd be kind of cool, but I would love to hear your thoughts on that because I don't have a grand scheme for my podcast and what I want to do, but I can't be like everybody else. I got to do something different. Otherwise, it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. Okay. Let's talk about the skills overall for 2019 and what I'm working on. I still need to do. I still got I got it pulled up over here. Actually, this kind of funny. I mentioned this, but here's Google Analytics actually offers a course for Google Analytics, and it's actually a free course, and anybody can take it. And here's where I'm at here. I started it. Google Analytics for beginners. So I'm here now. I'm not a beginner, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot more stuff to Google Analytics than you think. Okay, once you start digging into the real deal, from the training from Google, it's free training. It's a lot of stuff to learn, and there's a lot of stuff that I thought I knew but I don't know. So it's kind of like personal training. If anybody ever has taken a test for personal training, okay, I'm in really good shape. I've been working out for 25 years. Well, I went and tried to get my personal training license, one of the certifications, and there was so much technical stuff on that test. I was like, whoa, I was not prepared at all for that. That's kind of like the Google Analytics, like, wow, there's a lot more technical stuff behind the scenes. I know how to look at my numbers and whatnot, but I didn't know you could do all that. So definitely want to learn a little bit more about Google Analytics later in the month, later in the year, probably March, April. Hopefully I have time for that. And I was thinking for the summertime here, it might be a good time to kind of shift gears, get out of the whole making educational content for my Progress College and whatnot. Maybe take a month. I'm going to do some traveling and maybe get into the whole photography thing. Learn my camera better, learn about lenses better, maybe learn Premiere around that time. I think that would be a good time for me to kind of buckle down and learn that in the summer months when I'm a little more excited about going outside and taking pictures instead of freezing cold rain and stuff. It'd be more fun for me to do it in the summer, kind of make it more like a hobby work thing. But I'm thinking summer for that. We'll see. We'll see how the timing goes and what else I got going on around that time. Obviously, my camera, my Lumix GH5S is a nice camera, but I'm probably about the average of maybe a high school freshman in terms of using it. I'm definitely not a college level user at this point. And I'm going to learn another traffic source here. I don't really know that. I've never really done a lot of paid advertising on YouTube. But I think that's going to be my next thing is when I launch my course, I'm going to start really learning the YouTube paid advertising platform. So that's possible as early as end of this month or early next month. Okay. Health and fitness, pretty good here. Been keeping up on my workouts 5 to 6 days a week, do cardio 7 days a week. Feeling great, lots of energy. My diet's on point. I have a lot of stuff. If you guys are interested in hearing more about my workout routine or my diet, let me know. I mean, I'm 46 years old and probably have the physique of like a mid 20-year-old and the energy of probably a 18-year-old. So a lot of things here that I see a lot of people talking about this, protein this and this weird stuff that you can't even understand what it means. And I'm like, listen, man, I can go to like Smith's or Vaughn's. Those are the retail stores out here for groceries. And you buy good meat, you buy good quality proteins and good quality like fruits and vegetables, and you can eat pretty good just from the grocery store, and you can feel amazing and have a physique like mine. I'm 46, and these guys are like in their 20s talking about, I eat this protein and this green juice and this and that. I'm like, dude, really? I'm 46 years old and I'm 5 times a human being you are in terms of what the gym I can do. So let's talk about that on another day. So as far as the spiritual goals in mind, I do get into the whole meditation thing a little bit more in the summer when I can sit in the pool and meditate under the sun. I do enjoy that. Don't do too much of it right now. I probably should. But so I wrote on here summer. And as far as books go, I'm almost done with one. I've got a couple chapters left in one that I'm reading. Hopefully get that done and get on to the next one before the end of the month. Relationship goes, not too worried about a relationship right now. I'm pretty busy. As far as vacations planned and stuff like that, I do have a European and Chicago trip for July, kind of like I do every year. I'm excited for that. I have, as far as connecting with a family member, should definitely do that this summer. And as far as like connecting with a recent friend, I've done that recently actually with a couple people. So that was kind of cool. And fun activity, man, I've kind of put the fun activities off. I had a great New Year's Eve, and that got me good for a couple months. I'm not really too worried about going on fun activities. I am planning this trip to Europe here in June, probably a number of different stops, so that should be cool. And I did attend the Affiliate Summit West. That was great. I went to the Profit Engine event with Jerry Kramer and Rob Jones at the Rio in Vegas. That was the next weekend after Traffic Conversion, or next weekend after Affiliate Summit, and then I'm going to Traffic and Conversion in like 2 weeks. So that's kind of like my getaways for the month of January and February. I do enjoy going to those, and I actually enjoy going to stuff like that more than vacation. Sometimes I get to meet people and talk to people and listen to good content, and it's good for the mind. To me, it's more fun to do that kind of stuff than actually go and do the the vacations where I'd go like maybe snowboarding or something. Like I enjoy going to those conferences. They're actually kind of fun. So as far as donations, haven't done any of that yet. That's going to be maybe later in the year. We'll see how the course sells. But again, this was talking about how I'm doing a monthly checkup here on my YouTube channel, and I am doing that right now. I'm staying accountable, and I recommend that you guys do the same. Definitely go through and check your goals, see your progress, see if you're on the right direction. If you're not, then make changes. Don't just put your goals aside and try to think that it's going to happen. If you don't follow up with this stuff and keep an eye on your goals throughout the year, it's not going to happen. Okay, just like most people, they go to the gym for the first month of January, and by February, they're done going to the gym, and their whole weight loss program is out the window. I mean, I don't know how many times I've been working out in the gym in the month of January. The first 2 weeks are so packed, you can't even get on a machine, and then by mid-February, there's the normal amount of people in there. So it's kind of the same thing with the goals here. So hopefully you guys did appreciate today, and if you could leave me a comment below, I would appreciate you, and let me know how your 2019 goals are going. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Give me a like if you haven't liked this video. And if you are new to the channel, leave me a comment below. I'd like to welcome you to the channel. And go ahead and bang that notifications bell. I'm the Marketing Meathead. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.